Hi everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we dig into the documents that companies don't really want you to read. Today we're diving into a proxy statement from Oxford Square Capital Corp. Think of it like the company's instruction manual for a very important vote. And trust me, some of the details in this seemingly boring paper can have a big impact on your investments. Before we start, if you appreciate getting straight insights from corporate documents, make sure you're subscribed. We also have a Discord community linked in the description below. Join us to discuss more. So what is a Schedule 14A? It's basically a document that the Securities and Exchange Commission, or SEC, requires companies to file before their shareholder meetings. It's a way to make sure that everyone voting on important company matters has the full information they need to make a smart choice. This particular proxy is related to their 2025 annual meeting. Let's start with the basics. The annual meeting is planned for August 20, 2025. Stockholders will be meeting to vote on some pretty important stuff. The main topics are electing a director and ratifying or approving the choice of the company's accounting firm which they will use for the rest of the year, namely PricewaterhouseCoopers. The board of directors, meaning the people in charge, are recommending that you vote for their choices. The goal is to get everyone on the same page for these decisions. If you are a director, you'll need to be independent and understand the important role. If you owned stock as of June 25, 2025, that makes you eligible to vote at the meeting. Each share gets one vote, and you can either vote by showing up in person or by giving someone else a proxy, the power to vote for you. The company is encouraging people to vote online to save time and money. Looking at who owns the most stock can give us a hint about what's important to the company. Jonathan Cohen, the CEO, owns about 3% of the stock, around 2.2 million shares. Charles Royce, a director, owns a similar amount. President Saul Rosenthal also holds a significant amount of shares. Time to talk about the election. The company's bylaws say that they'll have 5 directors, but there can be some wiggle room to change that. Directors get elected for staggered 3-year terms, where one class is up for the vote each year. Right now, the person nominated for election is Barry Osherow. Background checks are incredibly important. Looking into Barry Osherow, he has quite a history in finance. He's a partner at Level Equity, a private investment firm. Before that, he was with Enhanced Capital Partners and a founding member of Oxford Square Capital itself. His background is the reason for being on the board of directors. Charles Royce founded Royce & Associates and is a senior advisor there. That's decades in investment. His history and knowledge of the financial services are very valuable to the board and his presence. Jonathan Cohen is the CEO of Oxford Square and has been since 2003. Furthermore, he is also the CEO for other related investment companies. He used to manage equity research groups at big names like Merrill Lynch. This makes him well placed on the board of directors. George Stelgis is the managing partner of St. John's Capital. Before that, he held senior jobs at the Gladstone Companies and Camden Partners, which are both investment focused. He has more than 25 years of experience, hence why he is on the board. All of this makes for a solid board of experts in their field. It's worth noting that the company has rules about hedging and insider trading. It basically means things have to pre-cleared. This is designed to prevent people within the company from using inside information to make a profit from trading before the outside world knows it. The board has a bunch of committees to handle different tasks, and they are composed of a set of independent directors, the audit committee being one. Each committee also has a chair. Barry Osherow is the chairman of the audit committee. There is also a compensation committee led by Mr. Novak, which helps determines the salaries and such for people in the company. Speaking of salaries, it mentions how much the directors get paid. Each independent director gets $90,000 a year, plus extra for attending meetings and chairing committees. The chairman of the board gets an additional $30,000 on top of that. Seems pretty standard for a company this size. Let's discuss PricewaterhouseCoopers, referred to as P for short. This is where stockholders get to vote to ratify PwC as the company's external auditor, making sure they're doing a good job checking the books. The fees paid to PwC are always on the table. PwC received close to $1 million for their audit fees in 2024. In 2023, they received slightly more at $1.7 million. The purpose of the audit committee is to check if the auditor and company align and if their work is worthy of inclusion in the annual report of company to the SEC. One last item, to save money and trees, you can opt to get all this information digitally instead of having paper copies mailed to you. The company addresses people's privacy in the document. It details what info they collect, how it's used, and what rights you have over your data. This is more important than ever in today's digital world. Now, summing things up, Oxford Square seems to tick all the boxes for corporate governance. We have several committees handling important decisions, such as audits, compensation, and director decisions. You have transparency on how company insiders can trade, how the company will approach a privacy breach, and a competent board with decades of relevant experience. Overall, the company appears stable. Alright, that's our deep dive into Oxford Square's proxy statement. Let me know in the comments what you think of the board's recommendations. If this analysis was helpful, hit that like button and subscribe for more corporate decoder content. And hey, come join our Discord server. Until next time,